Welcome to the Food and Travel Enthusiast channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I make my spaghetti and ground beef, and here you can see I'm seasoning up about 2 pounds of ground beef, and I added some thyme, some creole seasoning, some ground cumin, some smoked paprika, some Mrs. Dash. This is the chicken one. You can use beef if you have it. This is what I had, so I used it. Some fish and meat sauce, and then I added some black pepper as well. And once I've added that black pepper, then I added some oregano leaves. And then I added some sazon. I'm also going to be adding some red wine vinegar. And I also added some regular vinegar as well. And then I am combining all that together. As you can see, I'm folding in all the seasoning to make sure that it's incorporated with my fork. And then I added some Maggi seasoning as well, just to give it a little color. And then I added onion, sweet bell peppers, and garlic. And that's about 2 cloves of garlic. I grated it, and then I am pouring it in my meat mixture, and I'm going to combine those until everything is incorporated in the meat. And once this is finished, folding it in and getting all of my onions and garlic within the meat evenly distributed as I can, I'm going to cover it and leave it overnight, and then we'll start. So welcome back. And there I added about a tablespoon of oil. I added some garlic and some thyme, and then I'm going to be putting in my meat that I had seasoned overnight. I'm going to make sure I get the last bit of it here, and then I'm going to spread the meat evenly across my skillet to make sure it's cooking all the way through and that there is not lumps. Unless I'm making a meatball, and I'm making a meatball here, so just going to be pressing it out and cutting it up some sort of way to make sure that it's evenly distributed in my skillet and that it can be distributed as well. And then I'm going to cover it and let it steam for about 10 minutes, and then I check it, and there you can see from the steam from the pot, you can smell the goodness already, and you can see the garlic pellets there, and the onions, and some of the sweet pepper showing up as well. And then once the fat starts to leave, it starts to clump together again, and so now I'm trying to break up those big pieces with my spoon to make sure that they are evenly distributed, and we're going to continue that until all my meat is broken up. And so once that is done, then I cover it again and then let it sit. And there I have removed my cover, and I have drained some of the oil out, and I'm going to be making sure that we don't have too much oil. And then I'm going to be rinsing out the container that I used to season up the ground beef, and pour it over my meat. You can see there's a little bit browning of the ground beef to give it that color that I like. You see there, you see I put some water in there, and I'm just going to evenly distribute that. And then I added some diced tomatoes and green chili and some tomato paste and some ketchup. And there you see the green chilies and the the diced tomatoes. And I like that brand, and that's a good one. Most times people use that too. So then I'm going to be adding my tomato paste. And make sure to get that all over your meat, so it gives it some color. And just break it up as best as you can, so you get that red color. Now I'm going to be adding some tomato ketchup to my meat, and just sprinkle it all across there. You can see about a teaspoon. Notice I'm just eyeballing, because that's how I cook. So if you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe, share, turn on that notification as not to miss any of our videos, because I know you could have watched any other, but you choose to watch ours, and we so appreciate and thank you for that. So now I'm going to be adding some fish and meat sauce. You can add whatever sauce you would like to give the ground beef some flavor. And then I added some more smoked paprika, some liquid smoke to the mix just to enhance that flavor, some black pepper, and some of the Mrs. Dash and my Old Bay seasoning. And I'm going to combine all those together in my skillet along with my Maggi sauce. So then there you see I'm adding them all. And once all that is added, then you're just going to combine the whole mixture together. Make sure this is evenly distributed over all the meat, so every last bite has that flavor that you're looking for when you're cooking ground beef. And so now I'm going to add some fresh herbs. I'm going to be adding some green onions, some bell pepper, and some onions as well. This is the sweet onion I'm using here. I'm going to be combining all that again to get all the flavors evenly distributed. And so then now we're going to go add our spaghetti. This is a thin spaghetti that I'm using here. And if you are not able to fit it in your skillet, you can always break it in two, or you can try to fold it some to make sure that it fits in the skillet. And you can see I'm just trying to make sure that everything fits in the skillet. And then I added about 1 cup of water, and then I'm going to cover it and let that simmer for a little bit. So now I'm here checking the noodles in the pot to make sure that they're not sticking together, and trying to get everything to be distributed in the liquid water that we poured into the pot. And once I do that, then I'll cover it again and let it boil for about 5 minutes. And see, I'm checking it now, it's starting to be blending, so now we can move it much better than we had started. So we're just gonna fold that in and make sure that all of the meat gets mixed with the noodle to get our spaghetti.
Yes, it is good. Yeah.
Covered in all that goodness. The flavor in here is divine, and there I am seasoning it again with the Old Bay seasoning. I'll put some black pepper since we've added that noodle. You notice I haven't used any salt because the Old Bay got salt in it, so there's no need, at least in my opinion, for any salt. And then I'm adding some A1 sauce to just lift that flavor some more, and then you can just taste it and add more seasoning if you would like, according to your taste bud. And then I am going to let it cook for about 2 minutes, and then there I'm adding my fresh parsley and then some Parmesan cheese and some mozzarella I'll put on top, and then I'm going to fold that in and let it stay for about a minute to make all the cheese melt. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and see you on the next video as well if you so inclined, which I hope you will be. And I'm just folding in the cheese here, as you can see, just to get it going and to get all my noodle and meat covered with the cheese. And you just make sure you cover it for a little bit, and then here is the finished product. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next video.